When most organizations are deploying software, if you have a very immature practice where you're copying and pasting things from one server to another, then stop this video and call us because you need help. But if you're a bit more mature of an organization, if you have DevSecOp practices, you're usually going down a couple different routes. You either have sort of some on-premises systems like a Jenkins or a TeamCity where you're building and deploying code, or you're a bit more modern and maybe you're on something like GitHub Enterprise or Azure DevOps and you're doing .NET Framework deployments. It really just depends the right answer for you in terms of, what to use, what are some of the systems, but there definitely are some gotchas that I have found. One is that in any CI/CD, any DevSecOps practice, you want to build once and deploy many times. You want your pipeline, whether it's in Jenkins or Azure DevOps, to build the code once. Ideally, building it inside of a Docker image and then deploying it as a Docker container up to dev and then promoting that exact same image with no changes whatsoever into a QA. If you go that route, one of the things that you're going to find is that you need environmental variables. You're going to need some way of externalizing the things that get fed into your application in some sort of configuration, whether it be through environmental variables, whether it be through, if you're going the Kubernetes approach, mounting secrets, but you're going to have to externalize it. A second is that you need your persistence taken care of. Your persistence can no longer be inside of where your application runs. If you allow users to upload files, if you have a database, which pretty much every single application we work on has a database, those need to be external to whatever your code is being deployed. And if you're doing .NET Framework, we have plenty of clients that are on .NET Framework. It gets really, really hard to Dockerize those effectively. .NET Core is where we're steering pretty much everyone towards if they're doing net new applications. And I wish that the upgrade path from .NET Framework to .NET Core was a bit more streamlined. Microsoft actually has done a pretty fair job of creating tools, of making guides, of having helpful tips for people how to do it. And AI actually helps. We're able to see a pretty significant cost savings in terms of people using AI to take their .NET Framework code and upgrade it to .NET Core. Even with all that, we still have found that it is necessary to have, if you want it done right, someone that has done it before, someone that has gone through the process of deploying code, of understands the differences between the two, things that work well in .NET Framework, what's the equivalent in .NET Core, things that frankly didn't work well in .NET Framework, how should you do it in .NET Core? And the cost savings are tremendous. You don't have these Windows VMs that are just sitting there idle for most of the time. You're actually able to use Linux container images where your .NET Core code is deployed into and scale those as your needs of your client base go up and down. Maybe if it's midnight and you don't have anyone in your system, you don't have to pay for any containers running. It's a bit harder to do that inside of Windows VMs. And even if you want to have Windows containers, which frankly I wouldn't recommend, but if you did really want to do that, it is possible, but it's probably not the best option for you. And we've done .NET Framework modernizations, we've done upgrades to .NET Core. We've pretty much worked on every major version of .NET since .NET Framework, probably about 4.1, 4.2, if I remember right. And if you want advice, if you want to talk with people that have been there, that have done that before, if you want to learn from some of our battle wounds, metaphorically speaking, we'd love to come and talk to you. Software is something that we live and we breathe, and it's the thing that gets me up every morning is how can I help people doing .NET, doing Java? How can I use my skills to make this world, at least on the enterprise scale, a little bit better place?